Hello, my friends. English idioms are like historical time capsules. Behind each one hides a dramatic moment, a vivid story, or an unforgettable cultural tradition. Today, we're exploring 5 powerful idioms connected to war, courage, victory, and discipline. Their origins come from real battles, ancient customs, and military life. Let's dive right in. The first idiom, meet your Waterloo, meaning to face a final, decisive defeat, the moment when everything collapses and there's no easy escape. Origin: this idiom comes from one of the most famous battles in European history, the Battle of Waterloo in 1815. Napoleon Bonaparte, one of the greatest military commanders of all time, had conquered much of Europe. But at Waterloo, he faced the combined armies of Britain and Prussia, and it became the battle he could not win. His defeat ended his empire and forced him into permanent exile. Over the years, writers and storytellers began using Waterloo as a symbol of ultimate downfall. Today, the expression, meet your Waterloo, refers to any situation where a person finally encounters a challenge that overwhelms them completely. Examples and context: after months of avoiding the problem, he finally met his Waterloo during the final exam. The company met its Waterloo when the new product completely failed. She thought she could handle everything, but the project deadline became her Waterloo. If meeting your Waterloo is about facing defeat, our next idiom is about doing something difficult with courage, even when pain is guaranteed. The second idiom, bite the bullet, meaning to force yourself to do something painful, unpleasant, or difficult because avoiding it is no longer possible. Origin: before modern anesthesia existed, soldiers in battlefields had very few options for pain relief. When surgeons had to perform emergency operations, amputations, wound cleaning, extracting bullets, patients were sometimes given a leather strap or even a real bullet to bite down on. The pressure helped them endure the unbearable pain and kept them from screaming or damaging their tongue. This desperate act became a symbol of bravery and endurance. By the 1800s, bite the bullet entered everyday English to describe facing something unpleasant with determination. Examples and context: she didn't want to apologize, but she bit the bullet and did it anyway. He finally bit the bullet and paid off all his overdue bills. The athlete bit the bullet and trained through the cold mornings. And once you decide to face discomfort, sometimes you succeed beautifully. Which brings us to our next idiom, one filled with triumph and color. The third idiom, pass with flying colors, meaning to succeed brilliantly, achieve something with high results, or perform far better than expected. Origin: this expression comes from naval history. In the age of sailing ships, colors referred to the flags a ship carried. When a ship returned home after a successful mission, it would sail into the harbor with its colors flying proudly, high, visible, and bright. A ship that had completed its duty without defeat wanted everyone on shore to see its flags. Over time, this became a metaphor for victory. In the 1700s, the phrase "with flying colors" was applied to exams, challenges, and achievements, symbolizing a proud, unmistakable success. Examples and context: she passed the interview with flying colors and got the job immediately. The team passed the competition with flying colors, impressing all the judges. He studied for weeks and passed the test with flying colors. But not everyone succeeds. Sometimes people fail to meet standards so severely that they're pushed out, literally or symbolically. This takes us to a harsher idiom. The fourth idiom, drum someone out, meaning to expel someone publicly and forcefully from a group, organization, or profession, usually in disgrace. Origin: this idiom comes from military tradition. When a soldier committed a serious offense, cowardice, betrayal, theft, or severe misconduct, they could be dishonorably discharged. The ceremony was dramatic. The accused soldier was marched in front of the troops while drummers beat a slow, relentless rhythm. It symbolized shame, punishment, and removal from the ranks. After this ceremony, the soldier was drummed out of the regiment. Over time, the phrase became more general, used to describe any public expulsion or harsh removal. Examples and context: the committee drummed him out after discovering his unethical behavior. She was drummed out of the club for breaking all the rules. The scandal nearly drummed the politician out of office. And if the military is known anything, it's for discipline and structure. That leads perfectly into our final idiom, one that describes the ordinary people who stand together, side by side. The fifth idiom, rank and file, meaning the ordinary members of a group, the everyday workers, not the leaders or officers. Origin: in military formations, soldiers stood in organized lines, ranks, horizontal lines, and files, vertical columns. Together, these positions created a massive, unified structure of common soldiers. Officers stood separately, giving commands. Over centuries, the phrase rank and file came to represent the backbone of any organization, not the elite at the top, but the hardworking majority who keep everything functioning. By the 1800s, it was widely used in politics, workplaces, and social groups. Examples and context: the rank and file supported the new policy more than the leaders expected. She preferred to work with the rank and file rather than the executives. The company relied on its rank and file to handle the busiest season. So today we explored 5 idioms tied to history, courage, victory, and discipline. Meet your Waterloo, bite the bullet, pass with flying colors, drum someone out, and rank and file. Each idiom carries a deep story from the past, still alive in modern English. My friends, which idiom did you find the most surprising? Write your answer in the comments. I can't wait to see your thoughts.